So today I am going to show you the result of my Everest defense with bonus leaf. And this is where I placed my mythic leaf with HP seal for HP matching required for Kia staff. I'm keeping Seros in this spot because she's more likely to survive an enemy's snipe than Leaf. And with respect to chasing the enemy, you know the trick. Seros would move 2 space followed by Leaf with pivot. He ends up here. And now I have also pivot on Seros because after a while I've discovered some weird AI behavior which I didn't like. And now with respect to Leaf, I am using a distant counter instead of sturdy impact, and the reason is because since Leaf is ending up here, kind of protecting Seros, I think he needs distant counter because most likely some people will try to snipe Leaf maybe with Regin, and with Regin both distant counter and sturdy impact won't be useful, but at least if some people would use Duolin or Mikaya or someone else, a ranged unit, with distant counter he can immediately counter attack with Open the Future, and because he's a bonus unit, he's not easy to one-shot. I've discovered that. So this is why I have distant counter. And lastly, about Rolf, I like this guy, enjoyable, I have tons of fun for a while, but I think this is time to part with him, unfortunately, because as time passes, these past weeks, he started to disappoint me. So with respect to the losses, the one on the top involved double Savior and Flame, and the 2 other complete failures involved some mixture of weird AI behavior, which I talked about, and some trap gambling. So, let's talk about Halloween Rolf. If you remember my build involving Spendthrift Ball, Attack Depth Solo Seal, ARD Death Res, and Lul Attack, and also Fortify Cavalry for the buffs in defense resistance, I built him in such a way that it is very difficult to kill. So I would have 1 sturdy range cavalry and 2 other range cavalry dealing strong damage like Benedetta and Leaf. But as time passes, I've noticed that when Rolf would get me some kills or he would survive against some dangerous tanks, those players would still lose to me regardless of Rolf surviving or killing or anything else. So this makes me think that what Rolf can achieve, I would think that someone else can do the same thing. So this is why I was thinking, yes, he's funny, he's good, but against very strong tanks with double Savior, Flame, very strong supportive units, Halloween Rolf is not doing much, he's not dealing tons of damage, and he will even fail sometimes to survive, and his job is to survive. And because of the current meta right now with super strong tanks and some gimmicks like Savior and damage reduction, support units, I think we need also to use some gimmicks like Flash, a mixture of Flash and Windsweep and strong damage dealers. I think units like Rolf in this current meta at least, they are not doing well. until we get, I would say, a counter skill to Savior or those very strong armored teams with tons of stats. So as you can see, this is the kind of kills that Halloween Rolf gets, but the reality is that if I would use, I don't know, Summer Mia, Braveline, Selena, or whatever, I think I would, yes, I would get the same result. And so this one is the first failure, and the one involving the weird behavior which I didn't like. So in this match, no assist on Seros. So that means Seros would move before Bernadetta and Leaf, if those are not threatened. And look at what happened. And so, yeah, look, this is why Rolf disappoints me. He gets max buffs, everything, Death Solo, ARD, Death Res. I know he's not going to survive 2 attacks from Brave Actor, but look, this is a one single hit, Bonfire, one single hit and he dies. So that's not enough. If you have a super strong tank, he's likely dead. And it's just Corinne giving only plus 4 attack death and Flower of Plenty, so it's not something crazy. It's nothing crazy and he dies to this very easily. So look, because Seros moves first, Leaf moves second, now because of that there is no space for Bernadetta. And she has to move here, and that is a big problem. The reason I have Lens Breaker on Bernadetta is that Leaf would cover for Bernadetta's weakness, like Brave Ike or some strong sword infantry units or Brave Elderguard. I have Leaf to kill them. But now Bernadetta is far away, she cannot cover for Leaf, and Leaf would obviously die to Brave Actor. So by having an assist on Seros, I would make sure that Seros moves after Bernadetta and Leaf. I tried some AI manipulation, I tested my AI behavior after this match, and I think it's not perfect, of course, it has some weakness, but I think having an assist on Seros is much better. I don't want to see that anymore because it's really weird. Imagine, for example, what would happen if Bernadetta moves here. It could be that Seros moves to space, like chasing for Naga, and then Leaf follows. He is here. So in this case, this is game over for my opponent. Likely, Naga, Altina are dead. But because Seros moved to the left, I think she's chasing Corinne. Very likely Corinne. So this is why she moved left. And Bernadetta, she has to move somewhere, free space, so she ends up here. And this is really bad for me. It is possible to force, I believe, Seros to stay on this column 5, fifth column. If I would place some structures here, but that would mean separating my defense into 2 separate groups. I don't like this idea because it has some weakness, some strong weakness. It could be good, but I know there are some weakness that I don't really like. I like having uh, one strong, compact group because if you're smiting your super tank, it's very unlikely that you will be able to take on everyone at the same time. But separating the defense into two separate groups means that you can ignore one side of my defense and avoid them, in fact. I think next week I might consider um, another setup. I was working 2 weeks ago with some other maps, but I didn't have too much time, so I just kept this one. But like I said, uh, I won't be using Rolf likely next week. He's not doing much for me. I mean, against unfavorable matchup. For example, this situation looks much better by having Seros moving, being the last moving. Now she's not forcing Bernadetta to move, for example, in this spot. And now Seros can move here. And that is much better for me. And this one is interesting. I have never seen a New Year Alphonse for a while because he didn't age well due to Dio's hindrance being everywhere. And you see that? Raphael, infantry pose and his weapon. So this allows Alphonse to get his, you know, instant special and making sure that he keeps pulse smoke because having times pulse is not ideal, I guess. But he's still weak to infantry score, this is why he didn't kill alone Rolf. He's still serviceable. Rolf is still good, but against unfavorable matchups like, double savior armors, we need more power and more gimmicks, like, things like flash plus wind sweep. But I think we need some help for killing very strong armor defense. Armor units stacking tons of defense like Henriette or Gustav. So yes, fast save and near save again. And so yeah, I think I got this one because I was kind of lucky. I think this player didn't pay too much attention to the B slot, Lensbreaker. As you can see, we see those savior skill very often. And this dual leaf is good, as you can see. He survived the effectiveness. Well, part of the reason I would say is infantry score, but I think this is still remarkable. So this is bonus Marth, I mean the masked Marth. This weapon refine is definitely not bad. If you remember that, it stops enemies follow-up. So against a leaf is not bad. So yeah, I mean, look, Rolf survived, but he's not dealing damage, so yeah. It feels bad because, look, what happened next turn? This masked Marth almost died. And this is why I was thinking if I have another ranged cavalry dealing more damage than Rolf, this Marth would be dead. And so yeah, because he's all alone, no follow-up for this guy, so that's unfortunate. And this is another showcase of Masked Marth. So yes, you can see this week a lot of people try to snipe or tank from the left side. It didn't happen often the other weeks, but this week was kind of special. So yeah, if you're wondering why, it's because of attack speed bond on enemy's peony, so mine couldn't make follow-up. And last one, the brain dead stuff, you know. Near save, fast save, damage reduction, you get the complete package. It's how to win without doing anything. Just by pressing a button. So yes, here, look. That's what I was talking about a moment ago. Against these strong tanks, not only Rolf couldn't survive, but he wasn't dealing any kind of damage. I was thinking here, if instead of distant counter I had steady impact, this Gustav would be dead. Probably dead, I think. But yeah, that's still not an excuse. I think Rolf, he has to be removed. I have to remove Rolf. I like this guy, but I had to remove him really. In general, I would say my Sarah would deal more damage than this. But yeah, she's strongly debuffed and no attack speed bond and yeah, damage reduction. Oh, I didn't see that. Double distant guard, okay. It's even better, okay. Double distant guard, okay. Okay. Well, you get the complete package. That's it. So yes, like I said, I will be removing Rolf and probably try to use another map. But you will see next time. So thanks for watching.